Hello, everybody, and welcome to the end of, I guess, the first season of the Building Thomas Wooden Railway collection. Today, we're going to be going over the new Tinmas Shed set. If you may be wondering where the little loop of track is in the front, I didn't really think it was that interesting, so it's mostly about the shed itself anyway. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it now. This set comes with an exclusive variant of Percy. I don't know what to call this. There's no, name, but I guess you can call it... I don't know. I call it Exposed Organs Percy because that is, Oh, I didn't notice that. It looks painful. Because you can see his boiler tubing, and judging by that face, he doesn't seem to be very comfortable with it. I'll go ahead and... This is important for later. Alright. I also like the detail that the lines don't go all the way over the boiler because he's still being painted. Just thought that was a neat detail. I'll go ahead and bring in the regular Percy. This is another one of the really solid new wooden railway engines. Because he's got all the detail. They even neglected to give him counterweights like in the CGI series. So there's not really too much different other than all the added stuff. This is such an awful comparison. The fire in the cab on the regular Percy is a lot brighter than the exposed organ Percy. They really did go all out with these in terms of detail. I'm still blown away by these, and I'm not even like a big wooden railway person until I got these. So, yep, that's Percy. Again, another quick look at exposed organ Percy. Just a really solid item in the collection. I love how well he scales with everybody. And I'll go ahead and go over the other two I bought when I bought all of this together at Barnes & Noble, which was kind of expensive. I finally have James. I know people think he's a little weird, and he's one of the weaker ones, but I don't know. Something about this James really appeals to me, and it is definitely up there in terms of my favorites when it comes to the new guys. And here's the tender, which I think definitely should be a little bigger, but I don't know. It being the way it is doesn't bother me too much. So go ahead and set him off to the side. And finally, here's Henry, who I also think is really well done. I love the way he looks. He is fantastic. There's his face. I also love that they all have buffers now. The face, I don't know, it looks... I know it's definitely supposed to be like a nervous smile, but it looks neutral enough. Here's the tender, which, for size comparison, here's Percy. It's absolutely, about the same size. And they didn't just give him a Fowler tender, so he does have his normal tender. Alright, here we go. And I'll go ahead and show off one of the track pieces that I didn't know the new wooden railway stuff also has the road on the bottom. So, I don't know, that's probably not going to go anywhere. But, there's supposed to be, like, some new sound with these, but I just don't hear it. So, we'll go ahead and get onto the sheds itself. I know the camera's wobbly, I'm doing this on my bed. Did not feel like doing this on the floor. Long work day. This is the turntable, which I don't know if it is a reuse of the Thomas Wood one or not, because I'm pretty sure the wood engines with their tenders would fit on this. I don't have any loose or ones that I want to take out of the box again to test it, but I love the turntable. I love all the brick detail in it. It has a bit of a weird connection where it's these very large squares that they just fit in here. That's why I think it might be a reuse of the Thomas Wood one, because it also has the weird cubes. It also is just really nice to turn, and it does key in at all these different directions, like that one, even at angles where you think it wouldn't because it's just a dead end. It all keys in. It is fantastic. It's so fun to just spin this. And another thing I like with it is that these orange flanges, I guess, when you take an engine like Percy, they'll bump, but they'll key in so they won't go all over the place on the turntable. Like, I can turn this as fast as I can, and Percy's not going anywhere. Alright, let's not shake him to bits now. So, really solid turntable. I really like it. And yes, I am plenty aware it is annoying that the big engines don't fit on it, but they do also key in and turn it as fast as I can. They don't fall out either. I don't know why they made it so small that you can't use tender engines on it, but again, I'm blown away by these engines. They're fantastic. Alright, so I think that's enough for the turntable. That's what the bottom looks like. Again, it doesn't have the usual connector. It's just cubes to the shed. Now, for the biggest and baddest part of this, the sheds itself. Now, when Thomas Wooden Railway was still around, they had a really bad habit of not detailing the insides of the sheds, which I'm very thankful to say that is not the case here. I know it's in the reboot art style, but there is still some classic Thomas influence. The shed doors, we'll go front to back here. The shed doors are really nice. You can't really keep... I know that's not how it works, but I'm just putting that there for now. Go ahead and use the Percy that came with the set. You can't really keep the doors. They don't... There's notches for them to stay, and I guess if it was on a more even surface, it would probably be better. Because it works like that on my wooden railway table. But there are notches to keep the engines... Oh. There are notches to keep the engines from rolling out. And that's the front of the shed. This is plastic here, but it is detailed to be like brick. The doors are plastic. The ramps and such are plastic. These weird, I guess, vents are all plastic. There is still a lot of wood, though. Here is, I guess, the right side of the shed. Yep. Got a bunch of boxes, shovel, water, recycling. There's crane hooks. Now for the inside. Every bit of the sheds has this ramp. And now something weird with it. Little engines, they'll fit just fine. But with medium-sized engines, who still can't have their tenders on the turntable, they have to be like this. Weirdly enough, they will fit in... Oh, I have the... Yep, I have his tender backwards. They fit just fine in the sheds, which is weird. Like, if I put Henry in here, if I want him to be in the shed, again, you can't have his tender. But if I want him in, like, I can't close the front door, so I have to have him, or his tender sticking up in the air here. It's a little odd. We'll look at the floors. All of them are themed differently. There's like paints, spare parts, clock, recycling sign. I mean, I know they're flimsy plastic, but I like these. This is a nice feature. The orange one here has this wrench attached to it, so you can quote-unquote fix the engines or something. I don't know. It's a little silly. They do have nice places where you can hold the tools and such. Again, they all come with the cards, as I like to call them. They all have outdoor ones and then in coach ones. So, oh, that one's upside down. So that's what those all look like. I'd usually just leave these up there with the outside. I sort of try to theme them appropriately. All of the holders here have special designs, so it's not just like a blank wall. That one, paint. And then this here is felt or some kind of soft material that you can use to clean the engines right there in the shed. This is it's interesting. There's all sorts of spare parts here. I feel like the paint one, the paint spot here, and then the tools here should be flip-flopped. Because if this one right here is for painting, then should it have all the paint splatters on the ground and stuff, and not the one where, you know, Percy's getting his internal organs checked out? I don't know, it's so dumb to keep calling it internal organ Percy, but they don't have like a proper name for it. Like, they don't name the variants. And this is the other wall with the cow from the reboot, which is whatever. And if I put the phone in the shed, here's a nice little picture of Thomas here. With some weird looking proportions. I almost think they wanted to put James here, judging by the face. Doesn't that just... I don't know. To me, that looks like a side view of this face. Oh, of this face here. Does it not? Oh, put it in the focus. Does that not? I don't know. It's just weird to me. I don't know. I really like the shed, though. It is expensive. I feel like I should add. This is not a cheap destination. I think Cranky is only $50. This thing, at least at Barnes & Noble, is $110. I'll go ahead and put it all together while I close out our season finale here. And I'll put Percy in the middle here. There we go. Do I feel like you should get this Tidma Sheds? If you want to have an all-matching like collection like I'm doing with the new Wooden Railway 2022 stuff, well, I guess you can't really call it new now. It's about 2 years old. If you want it to match these engines, I feel like you should go with this one. I'm not very well versed in the different kinds of sheds and stuff for the Thomas Wooden Railway, but I think competitive options with this one would be the Mattel Tidma Sheds. It actually has like the cream color with the green and not like this reboot like bone white and blue scheme. I don't know. It's really up to what you're after, because with my Wooden Railway collection, I'm going for what I think is the most detailed versions, or whichever ones that stick out to me particularly with my collection. Which is funny because it's wooden trains. I don't know. Pros and cons. It's nice looking. It's a very high quality. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart. Compatibility, I'd have to knock some points for. Like, the engines will, like the big engines and stuff, they will work on the turntable just fine. You just can't have the tenders with them, which is a little silly. It's also only 5 bursts, but I feel like that was done more for space reasons than anything else. But yeah, would I recommend it? Absolutely. I'm blown away with the whole Wooden Railway range, or the new stuff, I should say. I don't really have anything else left to say, other than I hope you've enjoyed the little mini-series. This will probably be the end of the first season. I don't know if I'll do a second one yet. Probably. I don't know. That's about it. So I'll call it done for this one, and thank you for watching.